Hey everyone, welcome back to Keto and Crime. As promised, though not on a live stream because it took me way longer to watch the entire series than I anticipated, we're going to talk about Netflix's Inventing Anna, the dramatization of the case of Anna Delvey, also known as Anna Sorokin, and other aliases as well. So, what did Shonda Rhimes get right? What did she get wrong? What was embellished? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the series, the mini-series, and I'm going to talk about facts of the case versus the series so that you get the absolute true picture, at least as we know it. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Keto and crime, keto and crime. We uncover the grime on keto and crime. Keto and crime, keto and crime. Now is the time for keto and crime.
Hey everyone, Tracy here from Keto and Crime. Thank you so much to every single one of my patrons and channel members. You make this possible. And you're one of the reasons I do this. And I thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if I haven't said it before, thank you. I'll sing it. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with me and letting me geek out, not making fun of me like a lot of other people do, because I like weird stuff about crime and dark history. Ree, ree. Thanks, everyone. All right, everyone. First, we have to talk about the series for its merits of being a series. Now, we all know that it's based on the crimes of Anna Delvey, also known as Anna Sorokin. The Russian-born German citizen that came to the United States and basically passed herself off as a socialite, ingratiating herself into the upper crust of Manhattan and managing to build hotels, restaurants, banks out of millions of dollars before finally getting caught by good investigative journalism. So, but as a series, because it is a series, it is for our entertainment. What's good about this series? Well, first of all, I enjoyed it from episode 1 to the final episode. I enjoyed it. It was every bit a Shonda Rhimes show. Jeff Perry, who plays Lou, which is the reporter, Vivian's little assistant in the office that is also helping her with the case. He was formerly known as Thatcher Gray on Grey's Anatomy as well as on Scandal. Kate Burton, who plays Nora, the rich socialite that Anna bilks out of billions of dollars by using her card at Burdoff Goodman's, was previously Ellis Gray on Grey's Anatomy and also played the VP on Scandal. In addition, Christopher Lowell, who plays Noah, the, I guess, boyfriend of Rachel, as well as the videographer that was kind of swindled by Anna in Morocco. He is formerly of private practice. So, as you can see, she is very loyal to her actors, and that's one reason I love Shonda Rhimes. Many of the actors on her series say once you get a job with Shonda, as long as you treat her right, she will take care of you. So if you get written off one show, it's usually because she's moving you to another show. Uh, so, and it is a great series. It's catchy, it's quirky, it's fast paced, and it really holds your attention. It really makes this whole scandal palatable to people that may not necessarily be into true crime, like you and me, that wouldn't sit and listen to me or Stephanie Harlow or, anyone else tell a story on YouTube, but they would watch this kind of dramatization. So it's bringing true crime, I suppose, to the masses. It was released last month, February 11th, 2022, with Julie Garner as Anna, also known as Ruth on Ozark. And I am deep in the midst of season 4 right now of Ozark, part 1 of season 4. So, no spoilers for me, please. I'm not too worried about spoiling this series because if you know the crime, you kind of know how it's going to end. What's different is how it's presented. So let's talk about Inventing Anna. It basically comes from the point of view of a reporter known as Vivian Kent, played by Anna Chlumsky, who, for me, Gen Xers and older millennials, we know her as Veda from My Girl. Uh, she is a reporter that has faced some trouble with a story that was supposedly false, maybe, but it was mainly because her source had lied to her. And now she's looking for her big redemptive story. She works for Manhattan Magazine, aka New York Magazine, aka the New York Times, which this reporter is very clearly based on the article How Anna Delvey Tricked New York's Party People by Jessica Pressler, which was published in around 2018 for the New York Times. And Jessica Pressler has, this would be the second article of hers that was turned into some sort of entertainment venue. She had another article about female exotic dancers and sex workers that swindled hundreds of thousands, if not millions, out of their respective clients and such, that was also made into a movie prior to this. So, very good journalist. And Vivian is based on Jessica. However, the whole pregnancy, she didn't get off the phone with somebody until she's pregnant, until she went into labor. A little bit dramatized. Definitely dramatized for television. But Jessica is a astute reporter, a great investigative journalist, and what journalism should be. Somebody that's not afraid to go after the truth, go after uh, what really happened, versus just do something for clickbait. So they're rare, and I'm very pleased that Jessica is among us. But Anna Delvey came here from born in the suburbs of Moscow. Her father owned a heating and air conditioning business. They moved to Germany. She eventually came here to the United States to take a internship with a fashion magazine known as Purple and to attend New York Fashion Week. And she basically managed to uh, lie her way into Manhattan's society. If you want to know the entire true story of Anna Delvey, I have my complete in-depth video, which I will link right above. But we're just going to talk about Inventing Anna today. So that was number one. All the dramatic events in Vivian, aka Jessica's life, were highly dramatized for television. The next is the character of Chase, which, according to the series, was Anna's longtime boyfriend that had a tech startup that kind of got her introduced to all these many types of socialites and things that, uh, got her where she needed to be to get to do the kind of scandals and swindles that she did. However, there is no factual basis for the character of Chase. I am sure I've gone back through all my notes, all the articles, all of the books that I read on Anna Delvey, and realized that there was no long-term boyfriend. Probably Chase is taken from a variety of men that she probably knew, that may have dated, may have been intimate with, that got her into those connections. So Chase, as Chase is presented in Inventing Anna, is not a real person. Just so you know. I think he was more of a, how Hamlet does soliloquies. I think he was more of a soliloquy type character to kind of set up the characterization of Anna and how she tends to use people. Also, another big difference is kind of how Anna's friends viewed her. Now, the characters of Rachel Williams, based on a real life woman by the name of Rachel Williams, who was a photo editor for Vanity Fair, that Anna kind of convinced to let her put the Morocco hotel hold on her credit card. And that part in the Morocco hotel where supposedly the credit card machine was down, not entirely based in facts. In truth, somebody at that hotel was fired because they just did not get a credit card. So I don't know whether or not the hotel readers were actually down, but that part was probably dramatized for television because it's setting Anna up to be almost sympathetic. Anna is set up in this series to kind of be a Robin Hood type character, robbing from the rich to give to the poor kind and just standing up for the common. No. Anna Delvey was a con artist, and the people that she swindled out of money, it cost us, the taxpayers, money because that causes raised prices and stuff like that. She was not a Robin Hood type of character. She was robbing from the rich to feed herself. So don't let the way that she's portrayed as very sympathetic in this fool you. Not con artist, con artist, con artist, con artist. But Rachel, who was based on a real life person, actually wrote a book. It's one of the books I read for my video. My friend Anna, based on her experiences with Anna. And you know, between her and the other two friends, which I will discuss, she was kind of painted to be a gold digger that was only friends with Anna for what Anna gave her. But if you actually read her book and listen to interviews, now I don't think any of the people in this whole story, and I said it in my actual in-depth video, are good people. I think they all are very selfish at their core, and they wanted what they wanted, with the exception of maybe the personal trainer, which we will talk about. But I really think they were all about themselves. They were all there for what Anna could give them, or what they thought Anna could give them, and they just got caught up in this. But but regardless of that, Anna swindled Rachel, and it still owed her almost $100,000 once interest and fees kicked in on that American Express. The part where she did fight Vanity Fair with a lawyer, that did happen. It was highlighted in her book, and she was able, I believe, to keep her job. And actually, American Express was able to reimburse or credit back the bulk of that, at least the original $62,000, because they should never have allowed the charge to go through without a pre-authorization. So that was taken care of. Plus, she made a lot of money on her book, and so don't feel too bad for Rachel now. Rachel's doing okay. So that is one character that I think was painted as evil when she wasn't at all. She is played by Katie Quinn, who is, of course, one of Shonda Rhimes' normal actors from the show Scandal. Uh, the next character, which I really enjoyed this character, and I enjoyed the writings of the real life person, the hotel concierge known as Neff. Now, Neff did write a couple of memoirs that were published in magazines and newspapers about her experience with Anna, and I found that what Shonda did with her was pretty much point on. She was a staunch defender of Anna to the end. Because in her opinion, no matter what Anna had done, she always took care of Neff. Now, that whole thing with Anna throwing around $100 bills, that actually happened. But she wasn't universally loved. If you read interviews with people that worked in these hotels, with the exception of Neff, who I think her and Anna had a very special relationship and they were friends, and I cannot knock Neff for defending her friend. She was very classist when it comes to dealing with the people that worked in the hotels, was not nice to them the way it's portrayed in the book. She was kind of a bee to these people. And so she really made no friends there with the exception of Neff. But I do think that there was a lot of good feelings between the two of them. And of course, finally, we have 𝐲𝐞𝐿, the personal trainer, who was a real life personal trainer in Anna's life, a high dollar personal trainer. I mean, trained the richest socialites and celebrities. Played by Laverne Cox, who is famous for her role as Sophia or Sophie on Orange is the New Black. Also a good show, and Netflix. So, and that story about them going to Morocco, all factual, all happened. Anna interrupting her in the middle of a date is true, did happen. She did kind of keep Casey trapped in her own apartment until Casey got security to send her away. Anna had actually left a laptop at Casey's apartment to get Casey to be able to get entry back into Casey's apartment. So that really happened. That whole thing where her and Rachel and Neff paid to put Anna up in a hotel after it all came crashing down and there was no more money, that happened. They just told them not to allow her room service, or then they took the mini fridge out so that she couldn't run up a bunch of additional charges. The whole thing with Nora, that did happen, but it wasn't one character. There were a lot of rich women that Anna had gotten to know that she basically booked them for money using their charge cards, using their resources. But it wasn't one character. It wasn't one person. That was kind of an amalgamation of several, just like Chase was an amalgamation of a lot of different men that she used. The young Chinese American art dealer, that really happened. She did kind of persuade him to pay her way to Paris Fashion Week, and it took him years to collect that money back, and he eventually cut all ties with her, so that was absolutely true. The fact that she booked a bank into going through the loan process, only to have it fall through and they couldn't verify her income, that did happen. However, the part that they didn't really portray is the fact that she had to pay something like, because it was such a large loan and she was really trying to buy that property on Park Avenue for her foundation, is that she had to pay something like $100,000 as an application fee. So she had to book other people to get that. And then when the application failed because they couldn't verify her income, that $100,000 came back to her. And that's how she sustained herself for the last few months that she was doing this. And she did check kite. She did write checks on accounts with no money in it, deposit another account, withdraw that money, at least what she could of it, just all over the board. So yes, the check kiting part definitely happened. She did dine and dash at a lot of different restaurants, or just did not pay the bill. Now, when it was billed to a hotel room, for example, what happened with one of the hotels. One thing I never understood is how all of these hotels manage not to get a credit card lots of times. I worked in a hotel. I was a night manager in a pretty nice hotel in Franklin, Tennessee, which, if you know anything about that area, it's a very high-end suburb of Nashville. Uh, there was no way that anybody would have checked in without a credit card or without giving us cash. There's just no way. So I don't understand what was going on in some of these hotels. Some of them were new, and I'm sure people lost their jobs as a result. So she must have just had the power of persuasion, is all I can figure. The whole part where she turned down a plea deal is true. Anna Delvey did turn down a plea deal, not because a reporter was urging her to do it for a story like we saw in this, but because she honestly did not feel bad for what she did not think she did anything wrong, and she refused to take the plea deal, and ended up getting sentenced to more time as well as more fines. The lawyer that she used, even though he was assigned to her as a public defender, he was a man of means, and he was able to get a fashion consultant to come in and make her look the part for her trial. So she got a fashion consultant in jail. That was not necessarily portrayed accurately in Inventing Anna. But you have to remember, you have to think, this entire scandal is just outside what we would consider as common sense. I mean, how was she able to do this? So the fact that they embellished, and Shonda Rhimes is right up front saying, this entire story is real except the parts that are BS. I mean, she said she dramatized a lot of it, so hats off to you, Shonda. Uh, so it's all very fanciful. So the line between reality and fiction, not as well drawn in this particular uh, 9 episode series. Also, did Anna know Billy McFarland of the Fire Festival fame? Yes, they actually did live in the same space at one part. I believe she was a Magnesis card owner, one of his first companies, and met him at a lot of functions. I don't think they got along very well, but yes, she did know Billy McFarland, so that part was accurate. If you haven't heard the whole story of Fire Festival, I'll link it right up here. Um, and then finally, did she meet Martin Scarelli, the farmer bro, the one that raised the price of a cancer, an HIV drug 80 times? Yes, she did meet him, as well as Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities. Doesn't mean they were in on it. Uh, and that's pretty much the series. I think it's worth a watch. It's very good if you're a Grey's Anatomy or Private Practice or Scandal fan. You'll like it. It's really good. Just know your subject matter so you'll know what's true and what's not true. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed Inventing Anna. I thought it was very good. I hope you've enjoyed kind of my breakdown of the different crimes and what was different from what really happened to the series. And I'll be back soon. I've got 2 really great other videos dropping for you soon. And I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. I'll be back with a live stream real soon. And until next time, keep on crying.